Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Murali, Murari, Prabhu. Are we ready, Prabhuji? We can start?
Yes, Prabhu, we can start. Everything is fine there.
Okay.
Audio and video.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Murali Murari Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter number 24, sloka number 71. Over to you, Prabhuji. We can start, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me an opportunity to purify myself by reading the Srimad Bhagavatam given by Srila Prabhupada to all of you. So this is the chapter which we talk about is Rudra Geetam. It is Lord Shiva instructing to say the sense of Brahmanabari. So we are here. Now he has given a mantra, and now Lord Shiva is asking the Brahmanabaris to the sons of Brahmanabari to follow the way in which that to be chanted and the mode in which the mantra to be chanted. We'll go here with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam To Jayamutiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. That's it. So, Canto 4, Chapter 24 and text number 71. Yoga Desham Upasadya Darayante Univrataha Samahita Diya Sarva Edat Abhyasatadrita. Yoga Desham Upasadya Darayanto Munivrataha Samahita Diya Sarva Etat Abhyasatadrita. Again, Yoga Desham Upasadya Darayanto Munivrataha Samahita Diya Sarva Etat Abhyasatadrita. Word by word meaning. Yogam Adesham, this instruction of Bhakti Yoga, Upa Sadhya, constantly reading, Darayanta, and talking within heart, Muni Vrata, just take the vow of the great sages, the vow of silence. Samahitaha, always fixed in the mind. Diya, with intelligence. Sarve, all of you. Etat, this. Abhyasata, practice. Adartha, with a great reverence. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important sostra within your mind and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. Purport. In the Hatha Yoga system, one has to practice boldly exercise, dhyana, dharana, asana, meditation, etc. One also has to sit in one place in a particular posture and concentrate his gaze on the tip of the nose. There are so many rules and regulations for Hatha Yoga system that it is practically impossible to perform in this age. The alternative system of Bhakti Yoga is very easy, not only in this age, but in others as well. But this yoga system was advocated long ago by Lord Shiva when he advised the princes, the sons of Maharaja Prachinabari. The Bhakti Yoga system is not newly introduced. For even 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna recommended the Bhakti Yoga as a topmost yoga. As Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Yoginam api sarvesham mat gadade antaratmanaha saddhavan bhajate yomam samay mukta yukta tamomataha. Of all yogis, he who always abide in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. The topmost yogi is he who constantly think of Krishna within himself and chant the glories of the Lord. In other words, the system of Bhakti Yoga has been existing from the time immemorial and now continuing in this age, in this Krishna conscious movement. The word Muni Vrta is significant in this regard because those who are interested in advancing in spiritual life must be silent. Silence means talking only of Krishna Katha. This is the silence of Maharaja Ambarisha. Savai Manap Krishna Padara Vendayor, Vashamsi Vaikunta Gunanu Varnane. King Ambarisha always fixed his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord and talked of him only. We should also take this opportunity in life to become as a great saint simply by not talking unnecessarily with unwanted persons. We should either talk of Krishna or chant Hare Krishna undeviatingly. This is called Muni Vrta. The intelligence must be very sharp, samahisa diya, and should always be acting in Krishna consciousness. The word Edat Abhyasada Drata indicates that if one takes this instruction from a spiritual master with a great reverence, Adartha, and practice them accordingly, he will find this Bhakti Yoga process very, very easy. So wonderful purport. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Sakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sabidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamagyam Satitva Padantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sriyudapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Vidamcha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gobesa Gopika Ganta Radha Ganta Namostute Tapta Ganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanjakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachyatade Satarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratuje Namaha Nama Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Idaya Jai Taityaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Tat Sat. Once again, thanking all of you for passion hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam. Here, Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport for that Sostra given by Lord Shiva to Prasidhas. He is talking about a yoga system. Even Lord insisting on keeping themselves fit for the yoga and chant the mantra. What is this yoga system all about? Yoga system, most of us, we know about it. Still, it consists of steady, comfortable state of the body, bringing the body and mind. Steady, comfortable state. That's called asana. So, steady, comfortable state of body and mind together. Then, expansion of the capacity to retain the prana. Our prana to be very clearly, it is made viable. That's called pranayama. Then, withdrawal of all the sensory inputs, to be withdrawn from that you got pratyahara. Then bringing the mind to one particular single point, that is called dharana. And then after that, we will have to start dhyana. That is, dhyana is observing our own self, dhyana. Then when you do like this, we will become free from the maya. That's called samadhi. Free from any material aspect. That's called maya. So these are the processes of yoga system: asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So if you understand this very clearly, we can little understand about the hatha yoga. Hatha yoga is actually not, it is thousands of years it was practiced, and it is not changed. But languages is so powerful, and different meaning is given for the different definitions. Variety of definitions has been given throughout the evolution of yoga practice. The same word hatha comes from so many different meanings are there. But what is the popularly known hatha meaning? Hatha yoga ka. Yoga is a connection to the Supreme Lord. Hatha means ha means the esoteric sun. Then ta means moon. The practice of hatha yoga aims to join the balance these two energies, sun's energy and moon's energy. To balance that, that's called hatha. Hatha yoga. Yoga is connection. So, as stated by Srila Prabhupada, we will not go much into the hatha yoga. As stated by Srila Prabhupada, hatha yoga for this age is not, it is nearly impossible due to these strict regulations. So many postures are there, so many controls are there. It is not easily possible for us to practice hatha yoga. Somebody, they will try. So in this age, about Bhakti Yoga, Lord specifies in Bhagavad Gita. If you go to 12th chapter, Ye tu sarvani karmani mayi sannyasa matparaha anyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate tesamaham samudrita mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nacharat partha mayi avesta shesatam. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their mind upon me, O Sanaprata, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death, Lord states. So it is explicitly stated that the devotees are very fortunate to be delivered very soon from the material existence by the Lord. Devotees. In pure devotion service, one comes to the realization of God is great, and that the individual soul is subordinate to the Lord. His duty is to render service to the Lord. And if he does not, then he will be rendering service to Maya. If he is not serving to the Lord, then he will have to serve to the Maya, the material world. As stated before, the Supreme Lord can be appreciated only by devotional service. Therefore, one should be fully devoted. One should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve him. One should work only for Krishna. It doesn't matter what kind of work one engages, but that work should be done only for Krishna. That is a standard devotional service. The devotee does not desire any achievement other than pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is natural. His life mission is to please Krishna, and he can sacrifice everything for Krishna's satisfaction. Just as we can see Arjuna did in the battle of Kurukshetra, the process is very simple. One can devote himself in his occupation and engage the same time in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Such transcendental chanting attracts the devotees to personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord herein promises that without delay, he will deliver a pure devotee, thus engaged from the portion of material existence. Those who are advanced in yoga practice can willfully transfer the soul to whatever the planet they like by yoga process. And others take the opportunity in various ways. But as far as the devotee is concerned, it is clearly stated here that the Lord himself take care of him. The devotee does not need to wait to become very experienced in order to transfer himself to the spiritual sky. Lord will take care of him. That's why it is stated in Varaha Purana, Nayami paramam sthanam machiradi gatim vina garudaskandam aropya yatachim anivati. The purport is that the devotee does not need to practice Ashtanga Yoga in order to transfer the soul to the spiritual planet. The responsibility is taken by Supreme Lord himself. He clearly states here, he himself becomes the deliverer. A child is completely cared by his parents, and thus his position is secure for a child. Similarly, a devotee does not need to endeavor to transfer himself by yoga practice to other planet. Rather, Supreme Lord, by his great mercy, comes at once riding on his bird carrier Garuda. We know about what happened to Gajendra. Gajendra, if you hear that this thing, Tam tavat tartam mulapya jaganivasa sotram nishamya divija saha samuvadibihi sandomayena garudena samukyamanas chakrayudo abhyagamatsasu yata Gajendra. After understanding the awkward condition of Gajendra, he was fighting to get out of the capture of that crocodile, and for thousands of years, he is offering prayers, wonderful prayers. Gajendra's prayers are very, very wonderful. And offering prayers, that also in a crisis, he is giving that prayers. With that so much of pain, he is giving the prayers. So his heart is becoming more and more pure. He is not bothered about anybody except the Adi Mula. That is a ultimate Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is calling the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who lives everywhere. So Hari appeared with demigods because the demigods not ready to come to support him with the fear of something, I don't know. But because he called the ultimate Supreme Personality of Godhead, God came in his carrier, Garuda. When he's coming along with them, all the demigods praying to Supreme Lord, and they are also coming along with him. So Lord appeared in the back of the carrier Garuda with a great speed according to his desire. Thus he appeared before Gajendra. So to at once deliver the devotee from material existence, Lord is appearing. Although a man who fallen to the ocean may struggle very hard, a man who fallen into the ocean, he will struggle very hard to swim across. But even if he's an expert swimmer, he cannot save himself. In the great ocean, nothing we can do about. But if someone comes to pick us up from the water, then easily we can be risked. Similarly, Lord picks up the devotees from the material existence. One simply has to practice the easy process of Krishna consciousness and fully engage himself in the devotional service. Any intelligent man should always prefer this process of devotional service compared to other paths. In Srimad Narayanyam by Bhattatri, it was written, Yavai sadhana sampati Purushartha sastaye taya vinatat apnodi naro narayana shaya. The purport is that one should not engage in different processes of fruitive activities or cultivate knowledge by the mental speculative process. One who is devoted to the Supreme Personality can attain all the benefits derived from other yogic process, like a speculation, ritual, sacrifice, charity, all these things. A specific benediction of a devotion service, it can be attained only by that. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, given by Mahaprabhu. A devotee of the Lord can approach the supreme destination easily and happily, but this destination cannot be approached by any other process of any religion. You take it. The conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, that's why in 18th chapter, Lord says, Sarva Dharman Parityatya Mamekam Saranam Vraja Aham Sam Sambhavapepyu Mokshayishami Masushaha. One should give up all the other process of self-realization and simply execute the devotion service in Krishna consciousness that will enable one to reach the highest perfection of life. There is no need for one to consider the sinful actions of the past life. It can be eliminated because the Supreme Lord fully takes charge of him. Moksha Ishami Machushaga, don't doubt. Therefore, one should fruitlessly try to deliver himself in the spiritual realization. Let everyone take shelter of Supreme Omnipotent God, Supreme Lord. That is the highest perfection of life. So, if you are not doing it, instead of attaching ourselves to Krishna conscious and work only for maintain, and instead of it, if you are only working for maintaining ourselves and enjoying the material world, that Maya, controlled by Maya, that is stated, what a person too attached to a household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? Not possible. He cannot liberate himself. An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, like wife, children, and all other relatives. Ko grageshu pumam saktam atmanam ajendriya sneha pasai didabadam ussaheta vimochitam. So, that an attached householder is bound very strongly by the affection rope of his family in the form of wife, children, and other relatives. Very difficult. That's why Prahlad Maharaj states, and the first proposal was Kaumare Acharya Pragno Dharmam Bhagavatan. Yeah. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagement. Dharman Bhagavatan means the religious principles of reviving our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this purpose, Krishna personally advises. That's why he is advising Sarva Dharman Parityatya Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Give up all your duties and surrender unto me. While in this material world, we manufacture so many duties in the name of so many things. But our actual duty is to free ourselves from the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. For this purpose, one must first liberate from the material bondage, and especially from the household life. Household life is actually a kind of license for materially attached person by which to enjoy sense gratification under some regulative principles. Otherwise, there is no need for the entering into the household life. That's why there is a other paths like a brahmachari and other one, all that this is there. Prahlad Maharaj explained to his father that to be freed from all material anxieties, one should go to the forest, he says. But we cannot do it in this world right now in the material, in this Kali Yuga. Hitatma padam graham andakupam, he says. Prahlad Maharaj says, one should give up his household, which is the place for going further down to the darkest region of material existence, andakupam. To return home back to Godhead, one must completely free from the material attachment. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga means Vairagya Vidya. Vairagya Vidya. You should have some Vairagya. The art which can help one develop the distaste for material enjoyment. The taste for material enjoyment, it will lead to control by the Maya. Distaste will lead to Vairagya Vidya. It is stated, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoho Prajayita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Yanam Sasa Ahaitukam. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from this world. One engages in the devotional service from the beginning of life. he easily attain Vairagya Vidya or Asakti, detachment, and become Jitendriya, the controller of senses. One who perfectly engaged in devotion service is therefore called Goswami. If he is succumbed to the senses, then he is Godasa. Goswami, master of senses. Unless one is a master of senses, he should not accept any renounced order of like sannyas and other thing. He cannot. A strong inclination for sense enjoyment is the cause of material body. Without full knowledge, one cannot be unattached to material enjoyment. But as long as one is not in that position, one is not fit to return home back to Godhead. So we need that total renunciation from the material aspects. A pure devotee can easily come out of all this entanglement very easily. A pure devotee, what he should do, what he should not do. A pure devotee should not cherish for any desire other than to serve Krishna. He should not offer worship to any other demigod or mundane personalities. He should not cultivate artificial knowledge, which is devoid of Krishna consciousness. And he should not engage himself in anything other than Krishna conscious activities. One must engage all one's purified senses in the service of the Lord. This is the favorable execution of Krishna conscious activity. It is stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Anya Vancha, Anya Puja Shadi, Jnana Karma, Anukulya, Sarvendriya, Krishna Anusilana. Anya Vancha, other desires. Anya Puja, other type of worship. Shadi, giving up. Jnana, material knowledge. Karma, material activities. Anukulya, favorably. Sarvendriya, in all the senses. Krishna Anusilanam. Krishna Anusilanam. Cultivating of Krishna consciousness. It is stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And there was one very, very important sloka is there in that Anya Bilasida Sunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, Anukulyena Krishnanusilanam Bhakti Uttama. It is talking about Uttama Bhakti. Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam. When first class devotion service develop, one must divide of all material desire, knowledge obtained by the monastic philosophy and fruitive actions. The devotee must certainly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. Krishnanusilanam. Anukulya Krishnanusilanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead wants everyone to think of him always. What he says in Bhagavad Gita, Manmana Bhava Makbhakto. Everyone should become his devotees. Not the devotees of demigods, that we should understand. Everyone should engage in his devotion service, including Archana, deity worship in the temple, Manmanava, Matpato, Matyajimam, Namaskuru. Everyone should offer obeisances from the moment to moment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are desires of the Supreme Lord, and one who fulfills his desires favorably is actually a pure devotee. Lord's desire to be fulfilled, not our own desire. Krishna wants everyone to surrender unto him. Sarva Dharman Parityaja. The devotion service means preaching Bhagavad Gita. What is devotion service? Nothing but preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita all over the world. The Lord says openly in Bhagavad Gita, Nacha Tama Manushyesu Kachin Me Priyo Kritama. One who preaches the Bhagavad Gita for the benefit of all is most dear to me. All over the world, one who is preaching Bhagavad Gita is very close to the Supreme Lord. So, the Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord that human society can be perfectly organized from all angles of vision, politically or socially, economically or philosophically or religiously. From any point of view, human society can be reformed by Krishna conscious movement. Therefore, one who spreads the philosophy of Krishna consciousness for the benefit of the all other conditioned souls in the universe is perfect and he is doing a pure devotion service, and he is very dear to the Lord. The criterion is that devotee must know what Krishna wants him to do. This understanding can be achieved through the medium of a spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami advises Adav Guru Ashrayam. One who is serious in wanting to render pure devotion service to the Lord must take shelter of a spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession from Krishna. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsho viduhu. Without accepting a pure bona fide spiritual master coming in the disciplic succession, one cannot find out real purpose of devotional service. Therefore, one has to accept the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and agree to be directed by him. Very most important. You taking a spiritual master and casually you cannot leave. We should be agreed to be directed by the spiritual master. The first business of a pure devotee is to satisfy his spiritual master, whose only business is to spread Krishna consciousness. What does spiritual master do? He does only spreading of Krishna consciousness, nothing, no other thing. And if one can satisfy the spiritual master, Krishna is automatically satisfied. Yasya prasada, bahas prasado. So, spiritual master, when we follow spiritual master, Bhagavan, so Supreme Lord is automatically satisfied. Yasya prasada, bahas prasado. This is the success of a devotional service. This is the meaning of word Anukulyena. How Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam, that is favorable devotion service to the Lord. A pure devotee has no plans other than those for the Lord's service. He is not interested in attaining success in mundane activities. He simply wants success in progress of devotion service. For a devotee, there cannot be worship other than demigod worship. Others, for a devotee, there cannot be worship of others. That is like demigods. Only Supreme Lord's worship will be there. A pure devotee does not engage himself in such pseudo devotional service. He is interested only in satisfying Krishna. If one lives only for the satisfaction of Krishna, it doesn't matter whether he belongs to this order of life or that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Doesn't matter. This process is completely manifest in the activities of Krishna conscious movement. It has been actually proved that the entire world can accept devotional service without failure. One simply has to follow the instructions of the representatives of Krishna, like Srila Prabhupada. So, it is stated we will have to remember the Lord, always do the devotional service. How to remember the Lord? Example is given here in this verse itself by Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj, Prabhupada was indicating about Ambarish Maharaj. Savai mana Krishna Rapada Ravindayor, Vasamsi Vaigunda Gunanu Varnane, Karau Harer Mandira Marjanav, Shrutam Chakrayuta Sat Kadayo, Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Show, Tadbhatya Gatra, Prasha Anga Sangamam. Grahanamsa Tatpada Saroja Saurabe, Srimat Tulaya Rasayanam Tat Prapite, Padau Hare Shetar Padanu Sarpane, Siro Hirishikesha Padanu Vandane, Kamam Sadashyatu Kama Kamaya, Yato, very wonderful slogan, Jitendriya Ratihi. What he says, Mana, the mind, Mana Krishna Paravindayo, fixed upon the two lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Vasamsi is words. Vaigunda Gunanu Varnane, describing the glories of the Supreme Lord. Karau, the two hands, Hare Mandira Marjanav Adishu, in activities like cleaning the temple of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and doing the service in the temple. Karau, the hands to be used. Shrutim, the ears. Chakra, to be engaged. Achyuta, Supreme Lord, who will never fall down. Satkata Udaya, in hearing the transcendental narrations of the Supreme Lord, like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita lectures, when it's going on, our ears should be used only for hearing those things. Mugunda Lingalaya Darshane, what? That's how to be used, that eyes to be used in seeing the deities in the temple and holy dhams of Mugunda. Datbhatya Gattasprashe Anga Sangamam. So, there are so many devotees, the servants of Krishna, by touching their bodies, contact with the bodies of that devotees, Anga Sangamam, we should spend our time. Grahanamcha, the senses of smell, by nose, what we will have to saurabe, what in smelling, the fragrance, that is a lotus flower, Saroja and Srimat Tulaya, the Tulasi leaves. So, Tulasi leaves, lotus flowers, whatever it is offered to the Lord's lotus feet, when you are having the smell of it, that is the best way to get rid of all the material contaminations. Rasanam, tongue can be engaged in what? There are so many things. talking, so are singing about the Lord. They are beautiful songs about Supreme Lord, and the tongue can be used for honoring prasadam offered to the Lord. So our Ambarish Maharaj doing all these things, all each and every senses he is engaging. He is giving an example, and so that all we can follow. Padav is the legs of the legs to be used for Hare Kshetra, wherever the places of Lord's temples in Vrindavana or Dwaraka. Prabhupada says, Pada Anusmarane, walking to those places to be used, Pada to be used, the legs to be used for that. Sira, head to be used, it is for paying the obeisances to the lotus feet. Pada Abhivandane. Rishikesha Pada Abhivandane. Sira to be used. And desire, we got something apart from the senses, we got desire. So kamam cha dashya, to be engaged as a servant to the Supreme Lord. That desire to be used to be engaged as a servant to the Supreme Lord. And with the desire of sense gratification, uttama sloga jana ashraya, one who takes shelter of a devotee such as Prahlad Maharaj, we should take the shelter. So with an attachment, rati, that's what it stated. Wonderful sloga. How we can do a day-to-day life in Krishna conscious, very clearly indicated by the example of Maharaj. So Lord recommends in Bhagavad Gita also, Maya asakta manapartha yogam yujnan mat ashraya. This indicates one must execute devotion service under the guidance of a devotee, a pure devotee. So we can follow the example of Ambarish Maharaj, example of Prahlad Maharaj, Duru Maharaj. So many things are available. Okay. So guidance of a devotee are directly under the guidance of Supreme Personality of Godhead, like Duru Maharaj. It is not possible, however, to train oneself without guidance from a spiritual master. That's why we go on insist that spiritual master is must. Therefore, according to the instruction of Srila Rupa Goswami, the first business is of a devotee is to accept a bona fide spiritual master, because who can train in the various senses in rendering transcendental service to the Lord. Lord also says, Asamyam samagram matyata janasi takshunu. In this condition, I want to say, why spiritual masters, how are all they are controlling? It's a very wonderful. Recently, I heard from some of the devotees who is trying to aspiring devotee, trying to get an initiation from a spiritual master. He went to that spiritual master and asked him, Maharaj, I want the initiation. Immediately, Maharaj said, you do one thing, you go and do service in my temple. I am constructing a temple. You go and do service in my temple. After you say 1 or 2 years, you are doing a nice service in the temple, come to me, I will give you initiation. Wonderfully stated. And the devotee was coming and mentioning me. So this is what is happening. So in Lord says, Asamshyam samgramamma yata janasi tatshunu. In other words, one who want to understand Supreme Personality of Godhead in completeness, one must follow the prescriptions given by Krishna by following the footsteps of Maharaja Ambarisha, Prahlad, Duru Maharaj, and all those things. All those people will have to follow. And when you do that, how it is possible? It is explained in how it is achievement is possible. It is explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam risikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchyate. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam, free from all kind of material designation, or free from all desires except the desire to render service to the Supreme Lord. Tat paratvena, by the sole purpose of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nirmalam, uncontaminated by the effects of speculative philosophical research or fruitive activities. So bhakti or devotion service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One, we freed from the material designation, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. So he is a controller of senses. Risikena, Risikesham, Sevanam, Bhakti Uttama. uchate. So by serving the Lord, we can purify our senses. So in the end, I try to end here with a comment by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita. Yatanto yoginas chainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam. Yatanto api akartatmano nainam pashyanti ashetacha. Yatanta means enduring, yogina, transcendentalist. There are, in this verse, it was how a transcendentalist, the yogi, will have to, who is the best yogi also we saw earlier, yogi nama sarvesham, like that. The enduring transcendentalist who are situated in self-realization can see all these things clearly. But those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. There are many transcendentalists on the path of spiritual realization, but one who is not situated in self-realization cannot see how the things are changing in the body of the living entity. The word yogina is significant in this condition. The present day, there is so many so-called yogis, and there are so many so-called association of yogis, but they are actually blind in the matter of self-realization. They are simply addicted to some sort of gymnastic exercise and are satisfied if the body is well built and healthy. What is the use? One day it will perish. They have no information. They call yutatmanopi akirtamana. Even though they are enduring in a so-called yoga system, they are not self-realized. Such people cannot understand the process of transmigration to the soul. Only those who are actually in yoga system and have realized the self, the word, the Supreme Lord, in other words, the Bhakti yogis who engage in pure devotion service in Krishna consciousness can understand how the things can take place. We had seen so many examples. Prabhupada has given the simplest way, just reading Bhagavatam and chanting the Mahamantra. Chanting the Mahamantra given by the Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very nicely he had given. How Seto Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, She Kairava Chandrika Vidanam, Vidya Vadu Jivanam, Anandambudi Vardhanam Pradibadam Purnamadas Sarvatma Sabanam Param Vijayate, Sri Krishna Sangeetanam. By going on chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord, we will be delivered from all these material entanglements. It was very clearly stated, and the state of mind in which we will have to chant, that also it is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi Suni Chena Taro Rahit Sagishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Sadahari, always Kirtaniya Sadahari, always chant the holy name. And how? What is the state of mind? Trinadapi Suni Chena, humbler than a blade of grass, Taro Rahit Sagishna, and taller than a tree. And what is in the mood? Amanina Manadena. We are not bothered about others giving us the respect. At the same time, we will have to give respect to each and everyone in that particular mood, and avoiding all the 10 offenses of the holy name. What is that? It is stated in to blaspheme the devotee who dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Who is a devotee? Everyone is a devotee. Who is chanting the Mahamantra? Everyone is a devotee. We should be very careful. We should not blaspheme. We should not talk ill about others. That is very, very important. Very difficult in this material condition. But still, if we want to become a pure devotee, wonderful devotee, we should avoid this. Not blaspheme the devotees who dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Anybody who is chanting the name of the Lord is spreading the name of the Lord. That way we should understand. Then you should not worship the demigods. That's what it is stated. What is wrong in worshiping the demigod? Worshipping the demigod, it will put you back into the material version. Because what you are going to do by worshipping demigods, you are going to ask him, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me that. That we will ask. When we go and ask them, give me liberation, will they be in a position to give you liberation? Not possible. They can give you so many other things. They are the agencies of the Supreme Lord. different agencies, they can give you wealth, health, so many things they can give you, but they will not be in a position to give you the ultimate liberation from this thing. So there is no point in, that's why it is stated, don't consider the demigods equal to me, like that it is stated. So we should understand the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then uh, it is stated, so much insistence given here to follow the spiritual master. And if we are not following spiritual master, we should not disobey the orders of the spiritual master. That is one of the greatest offense. What is a spiritual master? There is a bona fide spiritual master. So when we got a bona fide spiritual master, we should follow his instruction. We should understand his aim is connect us to Supreme Lord, and our path is just to follow the spiritual master's path. That's all. So like that, and don't go and preach to a man the secret. Guhyatmam bolke, Krishna is telling so many things in the thing. We cannot go and preach to the non-believer, the fellow who is not believing in the Supreme Lord. We cannot go on preach to him all those things. We should select the people properly and make them understand the Krishna conscious, this thing. And after understanding so many things on this matter, we cannot once again fall into the material pool. So these are the things which should be used. We should not think, even in the 10 offenses is stated, don't think your chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is an imagination. Don't give some different interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. So there are things. Lord himself said, his name and form is not different. Janma karma chame divam. If you talk about his birth and his pastimes, that is more than enough for us to get liberated from this material world. So here in this particular verse, we had seen how Lord Shiva is instructing Prachinabhari's sons, the Prachedas, to chant the mantra properly, in what posture and what in a disciplined condition they will have to chant, and they should still think always they are the great yogis. Like that, they should become great yogis. And Lord himself says, who is the best yogi? Yogi nama sarvesham. One who remember the Lord always 24 hours doing service to the Lord, he is the best yogi, Lord says. So that's why Lord Shiva is also instructing them to follow the path to become the best yogis, perfect yogis. So, and we had also seen how the bhakti can be developed and how to be employed. Anyabhilashunyam jnanakanmanonavartam anukulena Krishnanusailanam. It is favorable to the Lord. The way the Lord wants, we will have to utilize the devotional services, and the way we will have to follow. And we saw Ambarish Maharaj, what each and every senses, how each and every senses he used so nicely for achieving his goal of getting liberated from this material world. And he faced a great threat from Durvasa. And what happened? Lord himself come and saved him. Not even Lord, his Sudarshana Chakra come and saved him. Like that. And it is stated elsewhere by Srila Prabhupada here in this verse also, that Gajendra, how he got protected, thousands of years struggling with the entanglement with that crocodile. But Lord came, even swiftly he came. He came in the Garuda and he saved. And even that time, demigods were hesitant to come and protect Gajendra. But Supreme Lord on his Garuda immediately came and saved the Gajendra. So all these examples it's given, and Prabhupada is very kindly given us all these scriptures like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. All we will have to practice of regularly attending this thing. In somewhere it is stated in Ambarish Maharaj's case only, Lingalaya Darshane. You should go and visit the holy places of pilgrimage. Like that it is stated. Holy place of pilgrimage, like Prabhupada giving the meaning, like Dwaraka and Vrindavan, he says. And no need of you see right now in this condition, at least we should come to our temple. That's what I feel. The people now, people started coming after this corona. All the devotees started coming. Otherwise, earlier, no people coming to the temple. It was so much for the people who want association. We felt, oh, what is going to why the devotees are not coming. Nowadays, devotees started coming. So my request to all of you is, please regularly visit the temple whenever you get a time, whether it's at the evening or a morning or whatever the time, you can come and enjoy the kirtan with all the other great devotees who are spending their time singing, right? In the evening, there are wonderful singers are coming and doing this thing. And sometime there will be a lot of programs going on in the temple. On Wednesday, Wednesday, some of the people coming and performing the devotional dances, some of the boys coming from outside. So all that we'll have to enjoy. And when we do that, we are having the association, we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we are hearing and chanting the holy name of the Lord. All this will give us a wonderful chance for us to always remember the Lord. We will gradually, we will come out of this material entanglement. Till we live in this world, we will have to undergo all these. We cannot stop eating, we cannot stop doing something. But at the same time, when you are having this this thing, anti-medicine, like chanting of the holy name and doing the devotion service, this will save us from this entanglement of Maya. So I want to end here. Anybody want to say any comment or any feedback and any realization, and they can please come forward to do that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Murali, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much for a wonderful class, Prabhuji. It was a very good reminder to all of us, especially me, on the importance of the Bhakti Yoga, how glorious it is compared to the other processes, the importance of spiritual master, and how we can remember the Lord like Ambarish Maharaj, and what is the definition of pure devotee, and in which mood we should be performing the pure devotional service, and what is the result of performing pure devotional service in this mood. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. It was wonderful class. So I have unmuted the line of all the devotees. Devotees may please share their realizations or comments or reflections.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is Gaurachandra Gopinath.
Hari Hari Gopi.
Thank you so much. Wonderful slokas. So many quotations you have given. One thing I like to is you said, like father or mother takes care of the child. If we are in Bhakti Yoga, the Lord takes care of everything. We don't need to worry about other process. So that's really nice example.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing the comments and realization. Any other devotees would like to share their realization or comments or reflections? You may please unmute your mic and speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranams. Thanks. Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Thank you.
I was thinking something recently. The organizers that Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam, that Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya organizers were appreciated by giving some memento or something in the temple, is it not? There are few of them asking proper questions. They also should be appreciated by giving some memento.
Thank you, for Prabhuji, for that suggestion. We will take a note of that, Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhu,
Dandavat Pranams.
Thank you for the wonderful lecture in the morning, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Reminding in terms of the 10 offenses we should be careful about, and how we make a point to visit the temple and have association of devotees. Thank you, Prabhu. It's very, very important.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
That's the only booster medicine.
Yeah, but we regularly chant it like a mantra, 10 offenses. If you deeply go into that, where it's going to help us to improve, I thought. It is for my own purification, I said that.
No, it was a good recap of Bhakti Shastri.
Yes. We cannot leave it, Prabhu. Same, see, if you see Anyabiladi Shunyam, 375 times Srila Prabhupada indicated in his books. Same way, if you see so many slogas, same sloga, it will be repeated in so many times. What is the reason? It is insisting, go on, remember that, go on, remember that, so that we can understand something. Otherwise, as a sloga, we will recite and leave it.
Yes, emphasizing the particular importance of.
As you say, Bhakti Shastri helping us to remember again and driving those things, and even sometimes we are asked to mug up that and say that, remember all those.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Think there are no other questions.
So
we
nice.
can end the class.
Yes. Vanchakalpataru vasya kripa sindhupye vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananda Kodi Vaishnavenda ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Karindra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. We will meet again tomorrow morning. Thank you. Hare Krishna.